Hi everyone. Today we're doing an election prediction between Senator Kamala Harris from the great state of California and Donald Trump from the state of New York, currently serving as president in Washington D.C. So let's get right into this video. So starting off with the safe Republican states, actually, all up across the basically kind of like heart of the United States. This is solid Trump territory. Can't see Kamala Harris winning in these areas. Any other Republican areas, we're just going to leave it at that. Now for some of the Democrat areas. So the West Coast is safe Democratic. Same thing with New Mexico, Illinois, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, the District of Columbia. New York would be safe Democratic, and that first district in Maine is safe Democratic. So the remaining states are considered pure battlegrounds. So we're going to do this by area. So the first area that we're going to look at has just one state in it, and that actually two states in it, New Hampshire and Maine. So New Hampshire is generally considered a swing state. However, with Kamala Harris's appeal, I definitely see her carrying the state of New Hampshire. And the other state that I want to talk about, the state of Maine, I see Kamala Harris winning Maine at large and the first district, but I do think Trump will hold on to that second district. So we have 194 electoral votes for the Democrats, Kamala Harris, and 165 for the president. Next area that we're going to look at is the South. So this comprises of the states of Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Virginia. For the South, we're going to go from the north of the South. I know that seems funny, but we're going to start off with Virginia, then going into North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. So Virginia, I definitely see going to Kamala Harris. How should I say this? Her appeal, and Virginia, not really her appeal, but Virginia has definitely been trending more Democratic, going from Bush in 2004. It has a long history of going Republican, and then in 2008, Barack Obama flipped it, and it has gone Democratic every time since in 2008, 2012, and in 2016, and I expect it to go blue in 2020 unless the Democrats put up someone like Nancy Pelosi, who is not a good candidate. Going down to North Carolina, this is going to be a hotly contested state because the African American vote is very prominent, and Kamala Harris does quite well with the African American vote. However, I don't think she'll do well enough with that vote. She might do something like 90-10, but she needs to be doing 99-1 and do a bit better with the white vote. So I definitely see North Carolina retaining with the Republican and its Republican DNA. Same thing, talking of Republican DNA, Georgia. It will flip sometime 2024, 2028, 2032. Earliest it would flip is 2024. Latest it would flip is 2032. But Georgia definitely going to be a target for both campaigns. But I think it needs a bit more time for it to develop into a blue state because it is still a Republican state at the moment. Florida, that's going to be a really hotly contested battleground state. However, I do think that Donald Trump could edge out a narrow 1 to 2 point victory, just because everything that's been Trump's approval rating, that's not necessarily the best thing. But Kamala Harris is probably not, if she runs, probably not going to win the Florida Democratic primary against someone who is more of a Hillary Clinton, not really a Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton's do much better than Bernie Sanders people do in Florida. So now that we've done the South, the Democrats and Kamala Harris have 207 electoral votes, and Trump has 225. Next area that we're going to look at is the West. So this comprises of the states of Nevada, Arizona, and Colorado. Now, Nevada and Colorado are both quite Democratic, and I definitely see Kamala Harris being from California. she could appeal to these voters better. Arizona, that's going to be a hotly contested state, but like Georgia, I definitely don't see Arizona flipping in this particular election cycle. Now for the final state the final area, I should say, that we are going to look at, and that is the Rust Belt. So this is the largest group. It comprises of Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Some people would include Indiana, Illinois in the Rust Belt, but these are safe Republican and Democratic states respectively, so I don't see them flipping. So we're going to go through this from west to east. So starting off with Iowa, then going up to Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. So Iowa, I still see staying in the Trump column. Trump's rural voters, Trump does quite well with rural voters, much better than someone like Kamala Harris would do. I definitely see Trump hanging on to Iowa. But as for Minnesota, Hillary Clinton won the state. I definitely don't see Kamala Harris losing this, just for obvious reasons. Wisconsin, that's going to be really, really hotly contested. However, I think that Donald Trump could edge out and narrow within 1% victory here, just because he won it back in 2016, the most out of Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. I definitely see Donald Trump winning the state of Wisconsin narrowly, very narrowly. But as for the state of Michigan, it voted for Trump the least out of Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania, and he's already lost a lot of grip on Michigan, a lot of grip among the Rust Belt, but Michigan especially, I see that one flipping over to someone like Kamala Harris. But as for the state of Ohio, that's probably going to go to Donald Trump, given he won it back in 2016 by quite large margins, effectively re-electing him 270 to 248. The final state is Pennsylvania, and I'm going to leave that as a pure toss-up because I really cannot make an indication on whether Kamala Harris or Donald Trump will win there. If Donald Trump wins there, it would be 290 to 248. However, at the moment, I think that it leans ever so narrowly in the Harris column, which means that Trump still wins 270 to Kamala Harris's 268. But really, it will come down to the ground game of these two campaigns. However, I think Kamala Harris has a small edge in Pennsylvania. So final electoral map, 270 for Donald Trump, narrowly electing him president, and 268 for Kamala Harris. Thanks for watching this video. Comment down suggestions below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.